Alright, picture this. You wake up one morning, stretch a little, grab your phone, and everything feels off. Your room seems bigger, your coffee mug looks weirdly oversized, and when you step outside, the sky just feels wrong. Turns out, while you were sleeping, the entire universe doubled in size. Every atom, every star, every galaxy, twice as big as it was yesterday. But here's the real kicker. Would you even notice? Or would life go on like nothing happened? Stick around, because we're about to dive into one of the weirdest thought experiments ever. And trust me, it's gonna blow your mind. So, let's get one thing out of the way. When we say the universe doubles in size, we don't mean just the galaxies and planets expanding outward into some extra space. No, asterisk everything asterisk doubles. Your car, your dog, your sandwich, even you. Your atoms stretch out, the distance between them expands, and just to really mess with your head, the measuring tape you'd use to check if things got bigger? Yeah, that doubled too. So, if everything grows at the same rate, would we even be able to tell? Or would we just go about our day completely oblivious? At first glance, it seems like nothing should change. If everything, including the very rulers and scales we use to measure, gets bigger at the same rate, then relative to ourselves, the universe would look exactly the same. But physics is never that simple, and here's where things get really interesting. Let's talk about gravity. It's the force that keeps your feet on the ground, holds planets in orbit, and basically makes life as we know it possible. Now, gravity is a bit of a diva. It depends on mass and distance. If everything doubled in size but kept the same mass, gravity would actually weaken. Why? Because the force of gravity depends on the square of the distance. When distance increases, gravity weakens exponentially. That means objects wouldn't be held together quite as tightly. Planets might start drifting apart, stars could become unstable, and you? Well, you might feel a little lighter, but also a little less held together. Not exactly ideal. But what if mass doubled too? Then things get even weirder. If every atom in the universe doubled in mass, gravity would become way stronger, meaning everything from planetary orbits to the structure of your own body would be affected. Would your heart be able to pump blood efficiently under twice the gravitational pressure? Would planets start collapsing under their own increased weight? Yeah, things would start getting pretty messy pretty fast. Now, here's where things get even more mind-bending. The speed of light is the cosmic speed limit. It dictates how fast information, energy, and even causality itself can travel. But if the universe doubled in size instantly, would light suddenly have to stretch out over twice the distance? Would it take twice as long to reach us from the sun? Technically, no, because space itself would be expanding proportionally. However, what would change is how we experience time and space. If all fundamental constants of physics stayed the same, then distances wouldn't feel different to us. But if those constants shifted even slightly, we might find ourselves in a universe where clocks run differently, atomic interactions slow down, or even the very nature of cause and effect gets wonky. And trust me, nobody wants to live in a wonky universe. Okay, so we've talked about gravity and cosmic distances, but what about the really tiny stuff? The quantum world is where reality gets especially strange. If atoms and their subatomic particles doubled in size, their fundamental interactions could break down. Electrons orbiting the nucleus might move differently, chemical bonds might not form the same way, and even the basic forces that hold matter together could start behaving in unpredictable ways. In short, the universe as we know it might not be able to function at all. This means that doubling the size of the universe might not just be a cool visual change, it could fundamentally alter the laws of physics themselves, making life and possibly even existence impossible. Yeah, not exactly a fun scenario. So, let's answer the big question. If the universe suddenly doubled in size, would we notice? If only distances expanded but physics remained unchanged, probably not. Everything would scale up uniformly, and without an external point of reference, we'd just go about our day like nothing happened. But if mass, gravity or the fundamental constants of nature changed, then things would get weird fast. Stars could collapse, planets might drift apart, and the very fabric of reality might unravel before our eyes. At the end of the day, this kind of thought experiment is exactly why physics is so much fun. It reminds us that the universe is full of bizarre, mind-bending possibilities, and that even the simplest what-if questions can lead to some truly fascinating answers. So, the next time you look up at the sky and wonder what would happen if everything just poof doubled in size overnight, well, now you know. And hey, if you enjoyed this little trip through the absurd side of physics, don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more mind-bending science, and leave a comment with your own ridiculous hypothetical questions. Who knows? Maybe your question will be the next one we tackle. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.